All right, Swati, it is so great to connect again. We've shared a handful of conversations over the past year, and it's been fascinating to watch your journey as the CEO. I'd love to spend a few minutes kind of reflecting on the journey of the past year and discussing kind of what's next. So, does that work for you?
That sounds great, Diana. It's so good to be back. And, it feels like a blink of an eye that a year has passed,
I
right?
know.
We were just here talking about that I'm stepping into the role of a CEO, and we're here now. It's been a year.
I know. I was reflecting. I was looking at a few of the past videos, and yeah, and thinking the same thing. I'm like, geez, man, I can't believe it's already happening. Um,
Right.
well, let's start with something personal. So,
Sure.
when you think back to your first day as CEO, what emotions or thoughts stand out the most? And how have those feelings evolved over this past year?
Phew. I think
Yeah.
it was when I was first starting as a CEO, right? It was a journey, like last 2 years has been okay. I was a project manager, then suddenly I was an account manager, then I was a CRO, and this, that's that, and then I was a CEO, right? It was one step at a time. 100% honest on that I wasn't really sure what I was stepping into, what I don't know,
Mhm.
what I know, where my strengths are going to play in, right? What I need to do to learn. But as always, right, I just step into it and I was like, there's so many unknowns. I'm not sure how this is going to plan out. So, and I was nervous, I was excited, I didn't know what to expect.
Yep.
All of that.
Yeah.
um yeah.
I feel like, you started with fear, but the reality is you just said the other words that I saw, which was you were excited. And, you also, yes, there was some fear, but you were also like not you just stepped into it. You didn't let that fear kind of stop you. One of the things another question would be like, what was the biggest surprise for you since stepping into the role?
I would say there's so many surprises, right? One, understanding the full depth of how a company runs and what it takes to run a company
Mhm.
is amazing, right? That in our roles, however big it feels, it's small, right? And
Mm.
the urgency or the little things that feel important in your role, uh, then now feels doesn't feel that important, right? Because there's so much more to think about. There's
Yeah.
always things to step back at and say, oh, but you have to look at the overall picture. You have to look at the long game. You can't. So it's just, I feel like I was surprised at what I was learning. I was surprised by my ability to say, okay, I need to hold on and look at the whole picture
Mhm.
and can't just make decisions fast and just roll fast, which is my very basic instinct that,
Mhm.
you learn something, just try it out and see what happens, and then we'll move on, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I've learned how to balance both, and I think it's still a learning game, but that's where I feel the focus has been that,
Mhm.
one, it's an instinct that I need to stay true to who I am, that I'm an early adopter, I'm a fast learner, and I want to act fast. And more often, by acting fast, I've either failed or learned more in the process that helps me make decisions faster and go faster,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
But then I realized that I have to take the whole company along, and also that I have consequences. Actions have consequences, right? That you have to step back and analyze everything, and sometimes that means that I can't act as fast as I want to.
What I also see, and you're again touching on it a bit, is as an semi outsider, is I've seen you building that trust with the team and slowly letting go of some
Right.
things and letting them run and knowing that they've got it. And that's really one of the most critical learnings as we go into different roles that are managing more and more people,
Mhm.
is learning that trust. And yeah, and you've reprioritized and let go of some things and held on close with others. I think it's great. Um, so taking over from a CEO who led the company for 30 years is no small feat. So how did you navigate the challenge of stepping into the shoes of a CEO with such a long-standing legacy, and so many employees, right, that had been with them for so long? And what advice would you give to someone taking over a leadership position with deep roots as well? What would you tell them?
So I feel like, it's definitely it's a big transition, right? That somebody's stepping into a 30-year-old company. And I feel like I've been part of this company 12 years, so that gives me a lot of grounding. I've done so many different roles in this company that I understand the product, I understand the people, I understand the customers really well. Even with that foundation, I feel the more I learn about it, I feel it's not a change of a CEO, right? It's a succession. It's
Hmm.
We are holding very true to the values that this company was founded on. That we are here to service our customers. We are here to provide the best technology possible. And how do you stay true to that, but build people that will support you in that cause, right?
Hmm.
And I feel the more and more I can hold on to why of the company, which was always there, and build structure around it, right? We do technological enhancements. We come to power the world today in terms of technology. We provide great products, but the why remains the same. And I feel like that really, really reflects well with the customers, that reflects back with the employees, that reflects back with all of us, right? That has not changed. And it's not that it's been a big transition, right?
Hmm.
It's more of a succession than a transition.
I like that. I like that. How would you describe your leadership style and how has it changed since you first stepped into this role?
Yeah, I think that's such a deep question. And, I feel more and more every day that leadership is what you learn every day. You're a student of leadership and you just have to keep learning and evolving, right? But for me specifically, I feel like this year has been really transformative in terms of how I deal with people, and everyone, the whole team. Um, I feel like when I started last year, I felt more responsibility and ownership and saying that, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. And like you were touching on, right? It has evolved for me, and I I'm just amazed by the team that we have right now.
Mhm.
And I feel so confident and proud that, I don't have to hold anything. I have great people who are doing great work, and everybody's out there doing the very best work every day. I am here to support them and provide them whatever resources they need, but it's really everyone else who's doing most of the work.
There's an authentic
um
leader talking right there. So, okay, we're going to switch to more of the challenges now.
yeah.
So, what challenge did you face this year that taught you something invaluable about your leadership?
um I would say the biggest challenge was losing a couple of people that I felt that would have been great to be the part of the company that we are today.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel that has also helped me just stand back and evaluate, and also figure out that it's the team dynamics and culture that we need to pay a lot of attention to.
Mm-hmm. I remember, I think one of my early learnings was also to not two pieces, like not to take it personally
Hmm.
when that happens, when people go, and then also to turn that around and go, wow, this is their next opportunity, and really being
Yeah.
excited for them and helping them through that transition because it's scary for people too, right? Especially if they've been in a company for 5 years, 10 years, or longer. So yeah, yeah, that's good. What's a moment of success that reminds you why you took on the role?
I would say most recently it was our all hands, right? And just having the whole team together, seeing the motivation, drive, passion in people, I think that just filled my bucket and that recharged my battery so much. And it was so easy to say that, okay, we're doing the right thing. We have great people. And every day, whenever I get to still visit our customers in person, I think that validation, this, we have incredible customers. I just
Yeah.
can not be more grateful, right? With the people we are working with, everybody is so kind, and we all are technological driven, but the kindness and empathy and the way we treat each other is amazing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That is that's a testament to the company too, and what you've attracted and how you've made decisions on which customers best map you and the previous CEO, Randy. Um, okay, so now going kind of to slightly to a different path here. Are there any habits or rituals that you've developed over the past year that have helped you maintain your focus and your perspective? Like, I remember when we first talked, one of our first talks, you had a couple things that you did to keep yourself grounded. And I'm wondering, like, what are you doing now? Are they similar? Are they different? Yeah.
um yeah, I think there are many. I think I've developed more because I feel like I need more time to ground myself
Hmm.
and show up every day and be poised. So i've I've come to realize that I need an hour in the morning that I need to be just by myself. I can't have anybody talking to me. I need that peace and quiet. I meditate every day, that time. I now have my yoga schedule that if I miss, I feel it. And um, more often than not, I have a pretty rigid workout schedule now that I'm adhering by, but I feel that I need that
Hmm.
to ground myself throughout
Hmm.
the day, right? And the decision fatigue, moving on from one meeting to another, and just being present in every meeting,
Hmm.
100% of the time. it- I need time to replenish that. I need time.
Hmm.
I need more downtime to
Yeah.
be to be there, right? And
Yeah.
also, second, I'll say I think I've learned to let go of a lot of things, that you can't just do everything and anything. You have to pick and choose. You have to pick and choose how you're spending your time.
Yep.
It's just it's a you have to prioritize every single day.
I mean, you've mentioned four things actually. So you mentioned first, which I'm quite impressed that you're trying to find that hour every day to just be, on, kind of on your own. Meditation, working out, um, and then the prioritization, that's the hardest. I mean, that one, well, that's not the hardest.
Right.
They're all hard, but that's a difficult one. So
That's very
that's
hard.
great. You mentioned in your past in some of the reading, because I know you read a lot, and one of them is around just cause.
Mhm.
And my readings around just cause are Martin Luther King and how he talks about if something is just whether it's just or not, and how you react to it based on that. Um, and what personal experiences or values shaped the just cause that you're advancing it at Bear River?
That's a great question and very interesting, right? And I feel a bit has been a big part of my journey last 1 year, right? So one, when I was saying that we're trying very hard as a company to stay true to why we started this product, we started this company.
Hmm.
And what I realized, I think the midway is that the high I had to just go out and do it and get customers is not what can keep me going every day, right? I needed something else. I needed something bigger than just numbers or
Hmm.
number of customers or just keeping the customers happy, right? There's something else that needs to drive my motivation. And and everyone else, right? We all need some common vision, mantra to say that, okay, this is what we're doing. And then
Mm,
everything else that we do needs to surround to that, but it needs to be greater than all of us, right? And what is that? Why are we doing what we're doing? And what is our cause that keeps motivating us to keep doing what we're doing?
mhm. And do you want to share what that is for now?
Sure, yeah. Before that, I also want to share that, we were talking about reading. I feel like I've been fortunate enough to this year to just have the right authors come my way and the right books to
Mhm.
really keep inspiring that it's not just I'm facing that dilemma that you can't just have numbers driving you. You
Yeah.
need to have something bigger than that to keep doing what you're doing.
Mhm. Yep. Um, go ahead. You're going to
Yeah, I
say
was
have
going
one
to
last
say why we do what we do,
Yeah.
right? So we're very clear that we do what we do is to create solutions that empower our internal logistics team to do work smarter, faster, and better every day.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, and it motivates them. I mean, you can see it, when I was at your last meeting. Um, okay, switching gears again. Back or actually kind of going deeper into teams. How do you ensure your team feels connected to the company's larger purpose? You're kind of answering this. Um, and then after you answer that, which you kind of already did, what do you look for in the people you hire to carry the vision forward?
So, the why, which I just talked about, right?
Hmm.
It's not coming from me or it's not coming from any few people. It's coming from all of us. I think
Yep.
we took time as a company to think about it collectively. So, and this is the shared vision or goal or cause that we all have together.
Hmm.
So it helps then when everybody has a say in it and feel deeply as a part of what they want to do, right? As you know, right, we're extremely picky when we're trying to recruit. It's just we're trying to build this team of like-minded people
Hmm.
who are definitely passionate about what they do, but also share this common goal and vision where it's bigger than themselves, where it's bigger than a job, right? It's the service mentality that we have towards our customer. We also are integrating it internally that this is how we serve each other. We all are here to do jobs, support each other, and serve each other in and in turn we are servicing our customers, right? But you can be different internally and externally. That fails at some point of time, right? That
Hmm.
we all have to have a common sense and purpose and common feelings around servicing each other and our customers. um, so I feel like, we've been interviewing a lot, but we are very picky and selective in hiring, specifically because we want to maintain that. So we have it while we focus a lot on technology and uh, coding and everything. While we are trying to hire developers, we are spending more time just talking about culture and their input and them having to be in this environment and live in by what we stand for.
Hmm. I think something that is I've seen as unique or rare, I should say, not unique, in the companies that I've worked with, um, prior to yours, is that common kind of vision between the external and the internal, and being able to really carry that forward. That isn't easy to do, and especially it isn't easy to do it authentically. I think is, people can say it all they want,
Yeah,
but then it's empty. The employees know it's empty, and the
right.
clients have to know it's empty. It's like, yeah,
Exactly.
whatever. But I do think you've done so much to try and instill that, through every decision that's being made, every priority happening, every move being made. So I do think there's something there that we should probably dig into even deeper, in a future session.
Absolutely.
And one of the things I love about your approach is that focus on continuous improvement. Better, not best, is the kind of motto in your last all hands that you had.
Right.
Um, where does that philosophy come from, and how has it changed how you and your team approach challenges? If you could even give me like a specific, that would be really helpful.
So I believe, a lot of this is coming from every day what I'm learning in my, uh, as I said, right? I'm a student of leadership now. I'm living and breathing it every second and trying every opportunity I'm getting to learn. And so what I've realized is that, when we're talking about an authentic, being authentic, right? And it's not something you can fake, right?
Hmm.
People, like you were saying, the customers can tell you when you're just saying it for the sake of saying it, and employees can feel it. We are very intuitive beings as human, right? You you can you can't fake your way around the world. And I feel like, you can sell someone on anything wrong once, you can do it twice,
Hmm.
right? And if you want customers that will stick with you 10, 12, 13 years, you can start your relationship with anything that is not authentic, right? So, and if I say I'm the best, we are the best product in the market, best against what, right? It's a very arbitrary term. We can't prove it. And there are so many factors, right? What are we judging against? So, making such claims, one, I don't think it helps. It's again not authentic because we are not defining any particular criteria, right? And we're
Yeah.
just claiming something based on whatever, right? Then again, it's not authentic, it's not
Hmm.
clear, right?
Yep.
And the more we study a product, the more all of us just get our heads together. It's like we can have our own path, and the path is to get better and better every day, right? Better against us, because we have a cause. We want to service our customers and employees really well
Hmm.
and continue to advance this community through innovation. That only happens if we are staying on a path. We are trying to do better and better, whether it means that we need to, our service needs to be better than what it was yesterday, our product needs to be faster, our innovations, our features needs to be faster, that makes their life faster. So the whole idea of, it ties to an individual as well, right? Today I don't need to be the best. What is best,
Yeah.
right? I just need to keep striving to do better than I was doing yesterday.
Yeah.
And then there's less blame as well,
Hmm.
right? That because
Hmm.
I'm not comparing against anything.
Yeah. That's again very um yeah, I mean, the authenticity is so refreshing. All right, so as we look into the future, so this will be one of my last questions. Um, what is your vision for Bear River in the next chapter of the story, and what excites you most about what's coming?
So I want to say that, it's been a year, and as we took 1 week to reflect on where have we come in 1 year, I am amazed by what the team has accomplished, right? I think I we can't believe that we are continuous developing, and we are our builds can now deploy in 2 minutes. That
Hmm.
we are on AWS now. That our automation testings are running. It's a dream that we had like 10 years, that someday we will get there,
Yeah.
right? And we got there in less than a year. So I think it gives me so much of energy to say that we have the right people,
Hmm.
right? We have amazing people who are doing amazing work, and that I just need to be able to continue that and support them in the way that they need to be grooming and doing their best work, because there's nothing else we can do, right? Than just support these amazing people that we have.
That's a good way to end this, and a good way to end the year. So, Swati, it's a pleasure to talk to you. It's always inspiring to hear what you're doing and where the company's going. Um, and I know that our listeners really get a lot from the conversation, and you allow me to dig deep. So I do appreciate that. Thanks for being here and sharing your story. And I'll talk to you next year.
Thank you
Take
so
care.
much. It was refreshing. Thank you, Dianna.
Yeah.